Today, meaningful as we remember and honor the late Kristi DuVall. Kristi was not only a two-time stage 4 ovarian cancer survivor, but she was also a beacon of strength, hope, and resilience. Kristi passed away on September 11, 2023, but she lives on in the hearts of her family, friends, and those whose lives she touched. In this heartfelt clip, Kristi shares her incredible journey of overcoming cancer, focusing on the importance of being your own advocate and listening to your body and taking an active role in your healthcare decisions. Kristi's passion for life, including her love of country dancing, shines through as she reflects on how natural therapies, mindset, and persistence helped her along her path. Let's listen to Kristi's inspiring story and the wisdom she gained from her journey. Kristi is a cancer survivor. When she was diagnosed with serious disease like cancer, so she went through a very transformational process. And that includes every aspect of her environment, eating habits, mindset, attitude, and movement, and everything. So Kristi helps people see themselves and their illness in real terms. Cancer doesn't have to be the terminal diagnosis that society believes it is. And we must take an active role in our treatment and transformation of our body to a healthier state. So Kristi is not a medical professional, but she has multitude of experiences with overcoming ovarian cancer, including 2 times with stage 4 metastasis. And she gives her insight and tools to empower you and have the power to make choices, your own changes and choices, and to live. Kristi, that's very inspiring, I have to say. Maybe you could just talk a little bit about your journey as a cancer survivor.
I really appreciate that. It's been about 3.5 years, and I was fairly healthy. I'd never really been ill before, and certainly didn't run in my family. But I think this is very important. We have these feelings that something might be wrong, maybe a little bit of pain, a little bit of something going on, and we ignore it. Or we might go to a doctor and they can't find anything. But I think it's really important that we really listen to our body. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I finally found a doctor because it was getting worse and worse pain. They couldn't feel the mass or anything like that, but it was growing backwards. So I was having lower back issues. And a lot of times cancer can start with other issues, lower back pain, things like that, that we don't attribute to something serious. Anyway, I finally found a doctor. They did a CT scan, and there it was, big and bold. I had a surgery. I did know that I didn't want to do chemotherapy. I was very into natural foods, and I didn't take cold medicine. I didn't take any of that kind of stuff. And so obviously it's a shock. And we always think that cancer is inherited, or cancer is a disease that runs in families, and really less than 5% of cancers are hereditary. So we won't get into all that because we don't have time in this show, but there's all the things that, anyway. So I went through treatment, through surgery. I decided to only do natural, alternative type. I actually went to a healing place where they did all raw foods and nothing toxic, nothing like that, for a full week to try to get my body turned around and stuff, and learned a lot there. Did alternative for probably 6 months. I went to a couple different clinics, did a lot of IVs, learned so much. I read everything, which can be a blessing and a curse because there's a lot of different modalities out there. And I was taking everything. If some book recommended this, or some nutritionist recommended a different thing, I was at one time on 85 supplements a day, 85 pills a day. Yeah, in bags. I would not recommend that, but in our desperation to get through it and get over it, we tend to go a little overboard. Anyway, But by the time 6 months later, I had a PET scan, and by the way, my oncologist absolutely did not want me to do alternative. And I think that's another thing that we'll find is you have to be an advocate for your own care. And we are so dominated with this idea of you have to listen to your doctor, whatever our doctor says, which I mean, a lot of doctors are really good, but an oncologist only has certain tools: surgery, radiation, chemo. So if those are the only tools you have in your toolbox, then that's what you're going to offer to your patients. So I think it's really important that if somebody's diagnosed or they're going through treatment or maybe they're re-diagnosed or wherever everybody is in their journey, because I would think that the people that are on this call are on that journey or they know somebody who is. It's just very important that you take a step back and you think about what's best for your body and what really makes sense. Anyway, I changed oncologists, but it's also, we have the responsibility to our families and ourselves to be an advocate, learn to know what the options are. But anyway, ovarian is a cancer that it's hard to detect and it's hard to diagnose. And so a lot of times it's down the road before it gets diagnosed. And so it's very difficult because of it being in an open area, it spreads very easy. It was great for 6 months and then it came back with a vengeance. I ended up doing a lot of alternative as well as traditional because of being pretty much forced into it. But anyway, go ahead with another question. Do you want to know?
All right. So I know when you were diagnosed, what were your symptoms that you felt?
I had seen a doctor a few times because I just had some nausea that was weird and I was tired. And they looked at the traditional stomach issues or whatever and couldn't find anything. But I did a year of that. Just then it went into lower back pain. And then before I went to the doctor who found it, I could barely sit down. My back pain was so intense, but it was way down low. But what was happening was the tumor was pressing on my colon, on my spine.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we didn't know that. And so I'm really an advocate for when you go to your doctor for your annual exam, because I had a clean pap smear. Your pap smear and your annual only does cervical cancer and other cancers. So you can have a clean bill of health when you go to your doctor for your annual checkup, and it will not pick it up. Mm-hmm. So the CA-125, I think, should be standard care, but insurance doesn't pay for it. So I know my family, whenever they've gone and friends, they ask for it. But I think we just have this general idea that something's wrong. But there again, part of taking care of ourselves is really listening to your body. And a lot of us don't do that.
Kristi's journey reminds us all of the importance of resilience, love, and taking care of our health. Even in the face of terminal diagnosis, Kristi believed that we must advocate for ourselves, listen to our bodies, and explore every option to heal and thrive. If Kristi's story touched you, please like and share this video in her memory. And don't forget, you can sign up to access all 25 expert and survivor interviews delivered daily to your inbox. Just click on the link in the description below and join us on this journey to cancer resilience. Thank you for watching, and let's honor Kristi by living with the same passion and strength that she showed us. Remember to be